All right, Ellie Gonzalez of the Catholic High School of Baltimore City. Our #1 pick for the 2012 cross-country season. Not that I'm putting any pressure on you there, lady, but how you feel for this upcoming season?
I'm excited. I feel stronger, a lot stronger since last year, and especially freshman year. So.
Yeah. 10:39 outdoors last year at the MIAA Championships, IAM Championships. You ran all by yourself. I mean, how hard is doing that, running by yourself?
It's an extremely hard thing. Unless you've ever done it yourself, I don't think you can even begin to understand it.
What do you do to motivate yourself to keep going until you start lapping people? Besides your father screaming at you the whole time.
I don't know. Basically, I guess it just stems from my training, because that's where I feel like I most need the motivation, is throughout like the school year, because I'm often running alone and it gets tiring after a while. But I have a couple friends that I run with sometimes, and mostly it's just them that help me.
Do you think that when you get to the national meets that hurts you a little bit in not knowing how to really run against competition in a crowd?
I would say no. It's more the opposite. Like, it's actually beneficial to me because I've learned how to run on my own, so I have a lot of knowledge of how to race more, because some people, since they always are like just running in the pack, they don't know as much about how it really is when you're out there against some really tough people. So through the years I've learned what it's like.
Do you know how your schedule for cross country is going to set up this year? You don't have Hannah Oneda this year to kind of push you or to have to run after a little bit. I mean, where are you going to go to find some people to really push you?
This year I'm excited for the big meets. Like last year it was disappointing because I really wanted to go to Milrose and that didn't work out. But this year, for sure, I want to make sure those things work out. So that's my motivation, I guess.
I mean, now with cross country, what's your motivation in cross country?
Well, there's cross country nationals to look towards.
Okay. The Nike or Foot Locker?
Probably Foot Locker.
Because you want to go to San Diego?
I don't know. It depends. I don't know.
You're out here at the Parkville High School track on an August evening, going to be doing 400s. You seem really motivated to do this. Is there some point you're going to say, I don't want to be running these things? The Olympics are on. I want to go watch them.
Well, you know, it's hard to get back into it after the summer, but you do it, so.
All right. Now, one thing I notice, and I think a lot of other people notice when you're out there running, you're very stiff. You don't have a very fluid motion. Is there anything that you're doing to kind of try to unstiffen yourself? A more upright stance as you're running?
I think my running has changed a lot since the end of the school year, even though nobody would know that yet, but I went to some fairly big things where I got a lot of advice, so I'll just try to incorporate that into my new year, I guess.
Now, as you're going into your junior year and just seeing you come walking down to the track, you've gotten taller, your shoulders are filling out a little bit. How are you going to deal with maybe body changing type during your junior senior years? Or you don't know yet because you haven't really reached it yet?
I don't think that's as much of an issue now. I think it was harder freshman year and sophomore year because that was when I had my really big growth spurt. I haven't really grown like more than an inch in the past like 2 years, so.
In all the races that you ran last year, what was your favorite?
I'd have to say the Caribbean Scholastic Invitational was when I went to Puerto Rico, just because even though the race was absolutely terrible because it was 107 degrees on that track, the experience was just amazing and I learned a lot from it. So.
How did you get yourself into that race? Did they call
I
you?
did not get myself into the race. I was recruited, and I had a day's notice before I had to commit.
Really?
So, but it was obviously a yes. So
That's good. So, I mean, going to Puerto Rico again next year, wherever Caribbean island it's going to be, going to the Nationals. How about in Maryland? Because you live in Maryland. Now tell me about some Maryland races that you kind of like.
I would like to do Battle of the Potomac.
Right.
That sounds like a lot of fun. But
Good food afterwards.
Penn Relays. That's not Maryland, but that's close.
She's usually more motivated than this, folks.
I don't know. Just it changes every year, so whatever. It looks good, I guess.
So is there anything you really want to say to your fans out there? Because I feel like I'm dragging words out of you right now. No, probably not.
I'm excited for this year, and I'm just looking forward to accomplishing a lot. So.
Good luck, and go enjoy these 2,400 your dad's going to make you run. Take care.